In the last lesson, we talked about what a trust is: a relationship, a structure, a place where property follows a new set of rules. It's easy to start thinking of a trust as a magic wand that can solve every possible problem, but even the best tools have limitations. Today we're going to look at the fine print. We are going to clarify exactly what a trust can do for you, and just as importantly, what it cannot do. Seeing the whole picture is the only way to build a roadmap that actually gets your family where they need to go. Let's start with what trusts do exceptionally well. Trusts give you control over time. A will usually hands out inheritances in one lump sum. But what if your children are young or aren't great with money? A trust allows you to set milestones. You can provide funds for a college degree or distribute an inheritance in stages, perhaps a portion at age 25, another at 30, and the rest at 35. You can even include incentive clauses, such as providing money only if a beneficiary remains gainfully employed or finishes school. This ensures your life's work is used to build a future, not just throw a party. Trusts are also excellent at continuity. If someone else needs to step in to manage assets, a trust already has a built-in manager, the trustee, with instructions to follow. That continuity can be especially helpful during incapacity or after death. Trusts are strong tools for organization. Assets inside a trust are managed under one set of rules instead of many default systems. That can make administration more straightforward for the people handling things later. And yes, trusts can be effective at avoiding probate for assets that are actually inside the trust. Anything not owned by the trust, or not otherwise transferred by beneficiary title, may still follow the probate path. That's a benefit many people care about, but it's important to keep it in perspective. Avoiding probate is one feature, not the entire point. Now let's talk about what trusts do not do. Trusts do not automatically fix family conflict. If relationships are strained, a trust won't change personalities or heal old wounds. It can provide structure, but it can't create harmony. Trusts do not eliminate the need for decisions. Someone still has to choose a trustee, someone still has to follow the rules, and those choices matter. One of the biggest misconceptions is that a revocable living trust is an automatic shield from all taxes. While there are specialized trusts that can help with estate taxes, a standard revocable trust usually does nothing to lower your income taxes or your current estate tax liability. In the eyes of the taxman, if you can change the trust, you still effectively own the money. And here's a big one. Trusts do not work on assets that never make it inside the trust. If an asset isn't transferred into the trust, it follows whatever rules apply outside of it. Which brings us to a very simple, one-sentence comparison to a will. A will gives instructions for assets you own at death, while a trust provides rules for assets it owns. And speaking of wills and probate is a court-supervised process for transferring ownership of assets. People often try to avoid it because it can involve time, paperwork, cost, and public records. But probate isn't always a problem. In many situations, probate may be relatively simple, especially for smaller estates or in states with streamlined procedures. For some families, the structure and oversight of probate can even be helpful. Where problems tend to show up is when people assume they've avoided probate, but actually haven't. Here are some common mistakes that defeat probate avoidance. Creating a trust, but never transferring assets into it. That's a big one. Forgetting to update titles after major life changes. Assuming all assets automatically follow the trust just because a trust exists. And it's important to remember that a trust does not replace your will. Even if you have a trust, you still need what's called a pour-over will. This acts as your safety net. It catches any leftover assets you might have forgotten to put in the trust and pours them into the trust after you're gone. One final note. Trusts don't automatically protect you from creditors. In many states, if you can reach into the trust and take the money for yourself, so can a person who sues you or a creditor looking to collect a debt. So when is a trust unnecessary? If your estate is small, your assets are simple, and your goals are straightforward, a trust may add complexity without much benefit. If most of your assets already pass through beneficiary designations or simple ownership structures, a trust may not meaningfully change the outcome. And if probate in your state is inexpensive and efficient, avoiding it may not be a priority. That doesn't mean trusts are bad. It means they're optional tools, not requirements. By watching this video, here's what you gained. You now understand what trusts are strong at, where their limits are, and why having one isn't automatically better than not having one. If you want to take a small action today, here it is. I invite you to look at your primary goals. Is your priority avoiding the public eye of the court? Is it making sure a child doesn't spend their inheritance all at once? Or is it ensuring someone can pay your bills if you get sick? Identifying your why is the first step in deciding if a trust is the right engine for your roadmap. You are doing the work of a strategist. You are looking past the sales pitches and building a plan based on reality. You're doing great. Keep moving forward.